You can buy everything you need to make kimchi from supermarkets in London. But if you have a garden, you can also grow them. Here's a big piece of mooli straight out of the ground. Let's pull out this ginger root. And a bulb of garlic. Let's look around what else we have here today. That's a healthy looking piece of Chinese leaves. There are things which you can't get from the garden, but you can get it from the local dealer. So we need 3 cloves of garlic, about 3 centimeters of ginger, a whole Chinese leaves, half mooli, sea salt, and Korean chilli, Gochugaru. You also need a mason jar, a sharp knife, a grater. You can use a normal cheese grater if you don't have one of these. And a brush to brush off ginger and garlic. Here's the whole Chinese leaves. First, make a cut about halfway down the bottom and rip it open. Then take the core out by cutting diagonally into the bottom and snap it off. Cut a little bit off the bottom and discard. The rest, cut into small chunks. Put them into the bowl of water to wash because there may be some bugs. And also, unless you're using an organic Chinese leaves, there may be some pesticides, preserving agent left on the leaves which you want to wash off. Here's the mooli. You want to cut it into half and remove the end dry bit. Slice it into manageable size so you can peel each pieces. There's a white line just inside the skin. You want to peel this off because it could be quite tough and fibrous. Do that for all the pieces. Then you cut them into even smaller pieces. Some people like to cut them into matchsticks or fancy flower shapes. It's entirely up to you how you want them to look like. Here's the Chinese leaves, which are washed and drained earlier. We're going to add these sliced mooli pieces. We're now going to add 20 grams of sea salt. I recommend using unbleached, naturally harvested sea salt rather than table salt, because table salt is heavily processed and is covered with chemicals such as silicon dioxide, just so that they don't stick together. On the other hand, naturally harvested sea salt contains beneficial minerals and elements from the sea. Massage the vegetables and you'll see a lot of water released. You want to see the vegetable submerged in its own juice. Once water is released, place the little plate on top of the vegetables. Then place a heavy weight such as pestle and mortar to create pressure over the salted vegetable. Make sure that all the vegetables are submerged. Put a cloth on and leave it overnight. Next day, we prepare the garlic, ginger, and add to the vegetable. Take 3 pieces of garlic, cut the bottom off, and peel the skin. Cut 3 centimeters off the ginger root. Cut the bottom of the ginger and peel the skin. With a grater, finely grate 3 pieces of garlic and 3 centimeters of ginger root. You can use the cheese grater instead. Use the brush to brush it all off the grater. Next morning, have a little taste of the vegetable. It should taste quite good already. Loosen up the vegetable in the salty water, then drain the water. Add the garlic, ginger into the drained vegetables. Then add 15 grams of Korean chilli, Gochugaru. Or you can use the standard dried red chili flakes. Mix them thoroughly. Sterilize the kilner jar and put the mixture into the jar. Then press the vegetables. You will notice that the liquid will start to appear on the surface. You want the water to be completely covering the vegetables. You'll see rich red water on top. Close the lid and leave it in the room temperature for it to ferment naturally for 1 week. After a week, open it, it'll pop open with a loud pop. I recommend to open it in your garden or out of a window because it'll stink out your house if you open it indoor. Leave the jar in your fridge for about a week. And once it is chilled, it's ready to be served and enjoy.